Islamic microfinance is becoming an increasingly popular mechanism for poverty alleviation, especially for developing countries around the world. This microfinance service adheres to the principles of Islam as a form of social responsibility. Yona Islamic Microfinance is the Islamic microfinance of choice in the Gambia, trustworthy and reliable. At Yona Islamic Microfinance, we provide savings products, current accounts, financing products in conformity with Islam. In addition, Yona Islamic Microfinance also offers local and international remittances, takaful fund, management of zakat, management of awqaf, trading and investment, and building of strategic partnerships to bring financial services to the doorstep of the poor with donor projects, madrasas, youth organizations, women groups, and farmer organizations. Make a choice with Yona Islamic Microfinance today. For more information on Yona Islamic Microfinance, call 377-2151 or 9832-151 or visit Yona head office at Tipa Garage, Bakote, or visit any Yona branch located countrywide near you.
All right.
Honey, did you remind him that the last time he sent the money, it was not enough to buy all the provisions?
Oh, sorry, I forgot to tell him.
Are you guys talking about money transfer to buy provisions?
Yes.
But don't you know about Balo?
Baluo? What is Baluo?
Balo is a service that your son can use to send provisions directly to you guys from the shop. And you don't have to worry about the exchange rate.
Tell me how Baluo works.
It's very simple.
Just log on to baluo.com and shop, or download the app on your phone. You can shop on the website or using the app to buy online basic products for your family and friends. With Baluo, you decide what your money is spent on. Your money, your choice. Buy online products for your family and friends in the Gambia, Senegal, Nigeria or Mali. Baluo, better than sending money.
Hello and welcome to this special interview. Today I am with Nouma Dione, IFC senior officer, country officer, who is currently to visit in the Gambia with the IFC regional director. Nouma, welcome to Fatou.
Thank you, Fatou.
First, let's look at the IFC. Tell us about the IFC. IFC, yeah.
Sure. So IFC is the institution within the World Bank Group that is in charge of supporting the private sector in emerging markets. So what we do is that we provide financial solutions. It could be loans, equity investments, risk management products, and even guarantees. But we also do provide advice to private sector, because our goal is to develop the private sector in a sustainable and inclusive way. So this is IFC, and we have various units, various teams working on different sectors, but the goal is the same.
And currently you are in the Gambia with the regional director. Tell us, what is the purpose of this visit?
So our presence in the Gambia dates 40 years. We've been here since 1984. Mm-hmm. Our first investment was for Combo Beach, and we supported the development of this hotel. We did some other investments in the tourism sector, in fisheries, in agri, but it was not as many as we wanted. So the purpose of this trip is to really start the process of increasing our program here. So scaling up is what our strategy is for our program in the Gambia. So our visit was to first introduce a new team. We have a new team of country officers based in Dakar, and to engage with the private sector to understand their needs, see the opportunities, and prioritize so we can conduct the scaling up of our program.
Now, what areas, specific areas, will you be concentrating on now going forward?
So first, let me tell you that we are very pleased to be here. The vibrancy, the passion we've seen in the private sector here was quite encouraging. So we looked at a few sectors, and I think they confirmed some of the ideas that we had, that we put together in a strategy document approved by senior management for the Gambia. And so a few sectors that we think are key Our first, infrastructure. So we believe that we need to help bridge the gap on the energy sector and also on the ICT side. The tourism sector, obviously, with such a beautiful country, there's a lot of potential. The MSME sector, because it's the backbone of the economy. But also housing. We see there's a demand, there's a need for support because, let's face it, it's a critical need, and there's a big gap. We are also looking at the agricultural value chain. So that's a sector that obviously we feel across the continent has great potential, and also in the Gambia.
Now, you mentioned agriculture and small and medium enterprises. Agriculture is the backbone of our economy, and also the small and medium enterprises, they hardly have access to financing and also struggle a lot to get support. What specific support will the IFC be supporting to these areas, specifically the SMEs and the agriculture sector?
Sure. So we had a strategy before that was with investment criteria that was pretty high, and it was very difficult, especially in smaller markets, to identify the right project that we can invest in. Mm-hmm. So essentially what we are trying to do now is to look at maybe smaller ticket size, but the right project. So it all starts with the right sponsor, with the right project, whether it's a smaller size or bigger size, but look at the fits first and try to provide some financial solutions. For MSME, because our track record has not been as strong as we wanted it, we usually use intermediaries. So we use financial institutions, and we work with them to provide better financial services to that segment of the market. So it can be in the shape of a risk-sharing facilities to de-risk the market so they can confidently enter that market that is usually seen as riskier than the bigger size, clients. So we're trying through our different operations to ensure that there is opportunities for MSMEs locally grown. There's also some value chain analysis that we do to see how do we link MSMEs into the value chain that we are targeting. So can we provide supply chain finance? Can we provide different type of tools and advice to grow these MSMEs in the value chains? I will say that we've worked quite successfully in some parts of the world and maybe not quite successfully, but the goal is to learn and to always start in a smaller, maybe ticket size, and try to scale up when we see that the ingredients for success are there.
Now, you mentioned bringing the gap between the energy and the ICT sector. What will be the strategy to do that in the Gambia?
So we've done, so in the Gambia, we're thinking that we need to help, obviously, the government in the infrastructure sector. We've done in Senegal, for example, some IPP project, which has the independent power producer entities, and we invested in them. So for example, in Senegal, 20% of the production capacity now has been financed through us. So it's a direct benefit that everybody can tangibly see. Similarly, in Côte d'Ivoire, we've invested in independent power producers, and the results show for themselves. It's a significant proportion of the production capacity in Côte d'Ivoire is through our financing. And I think the same formula could apply here, where we invest in projects, the right projects that will increase the capacity here of producing and supplying electricity. And we're thinking of diversifying this, not just fuel-based, but solar. There's a great opportunity for solar energy here to provide additional capacity to the grid. So that will be, I think, one area we'll be looking for.
Now, in the small and smaller business enterprises or the agriculture sector, how does any private business tap into this support? Is it going to be through government, or is it going to be directly through your office?
All right. So there are different ways. Traditionally, we work, like I said, through intermediaries because they have the better market understanding, and they can do the proper due diligence for certain sizes of loans. At a certain level, what we are trying to do now is to work with these entities, if they're almost bankable, to try to put them to a level where now they're investment ready. So when we see a strong potential, even in a smaller entities, to try to now come and support them to reach that level where they are bankable and hopefully invest. In some areas, we find that they might be actually investment ready. So it's a different strategy than before, where we are trying really hard to look at how do we support local entrepreneurs. Because what we believe in, and that's what my boss, the director, Olivier Bouyoya, says, is like, we need to support African solutions so they can address the African problems that we face. And so therefore we have to, in a way, roll our sleeves and work harder to work with these locally grown entrepreneurs and help them through the project cycle and hopefully have an investment-ready project.
How was the meeting with the government? You met the Minister of Finance, right? How did that go?
Very well. I think I would say that it's really providence to have such high-level technical skills, and also people who understand the issues and are ready to partner and work with IFC, but in general with the World Bank Group. So this is really a demonstration that the leadership is ready. The private sector, quite interestingly, recognized some areas of improvements in the quality of the services that they receive. So there is progress. I think maybe communication needs to be improved so that all these benefits is further mainstream, but there is things happening in the Gambia, and the mission that we have had, and which is concluding today, shows that it has the potential, all the ingredients to succeed, and we will be part of the journey.
Apart from government, did you meet any private sector, and how was that meeting as well?
So we met various members of the private sector in different sectors, so tourism, housing, agri. What I have to say is that their passion is remarkable. They know they have a solution to a problem that the Gambian people is facing, but also outside of the Gambia, there's potential for this solution to be, exported. So what I found quite amazing is that despite all the difficulties they have been facing, they are growing. So it's a testimony that the economy here has some, fundamentals that are quite strong, and the potential for the Gambia to be not only, a producer for their own food security, but also for the region is quite, remarkable. So the quality of the people, of the discussion, the gaps that we see also, of course, are humbling, but we are very optimistic. And we will be back in the Gambia very soon to continue discussing with the private sector.
Generally, how would you describe the private sector, the business community in the Gambia? During your search day, you met different players in the industry. How would you describe it?
So the people that I've met are very ambitious, which is great. They are already thinking, I think, 10, 20 years ahead on how to leapfrog. And that was something that was quite interesting. And for example, in the housing, these projects to create cities to ensure that we address the demand not of today, but of tomorrow. In agri, how can we make sure that the people will eat better? Not just eat, but eat better, like locally grown quality food by the Gambian, for the Gambian, and for Africa. And in the tourism sector, it was amazing to see that they have thought about a different way of doing business. So if we can't attract certain nationalities, why don't we focus on the regional clients and try to market internally for the Gambian, but also for the Senegalese. So there's a real shift on trying to be more flexible, more innovative. Throughout the process, I think I've seen this repetitively in all the discussions I've had with the private sector.
And finally, what experience of the Gambia, we call it the Smiling Coast, will you take along? Was it a good experience?
Excellent.
Wow.
I will have, and I already have a very special place for the Gambia. I will be back soon. And my objective is that at the end of my term, to really see a real, impact, and to hopefully see more entrepreneurs come on board, more projects from the IFC. And I want Gambia to be that success story in West Africa. Small but mighty.
Small but mighty. Thank you very much, Nouma. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you. And this brings us to the end of this interview. Thank you for joining us. Bye-bye.
Jamu Money Transfer Bureau de Change, your go-to option when it comes to money transfer. With Jamu, you can send money from anywhere in the world to your family and loved ones in the Gambia and be sure the funds will be delivered to them within the shortest time possible. For your convenience, funds sent through Jamu Money Transfer can be picked from all the banks and multiple other financial institutions, including Ajib Bank, Trust Bank, GT Bank, Mega Bank, Basic Bank, Reliance Financial Services, and Approved Services. Visit our head office at Bruceby opposite AfricMed next to Trust Bank Limited, or email us at info@jamunomt.com. You can as well call us on 310-3050 or 310-3051, or yet still 733-0688. Our opening hours are 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday to Saturday and 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sunday. Jamu Money Transfer, your most trusted money transfer service where customer satisfaction is paramount. When you think of a simple, fast, and reliable money transfer, think Jamu Money Transfer.